Facebook post, Facebook wall here. I should be live with Dale Calvert. I'm so excited. Yes, there we are, Dale. We are live. Fantastic, fantastic. Well, hey guys, Mike Healy here. Thank you so much for jumping on here, whether you're watching it live or watching a replay. Put down in below whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, put down comments, city, state, where you're coming watching from, or even if you're in a different country. I'd love to have you on here. But I'm excited. I wanted to get a couple videos out about the big event we're doing on July the 24th in Columbus, Ohio, with our company that we're all this is kind of a whisper launch kind of campaign. We've partnered up with some great people in the industry. Dale Calvert's one of those icons, legends that you've heard about for many, many years. Done fantastic. He's got podcasts, got websites, got trainings. People love the stuff that he puts out. Dale, I have a friend of mine that's been talking very highly about you and stuff. This is actually Dale and I's first real interaction besides running into each other at an event. But I wanted to make sure, thank you, Chris, for putting that on there. I wanted to just invite you guys to take a listen because what we're doing is we're having some really, really great success helping launch a brand new company called APL Go out there in the industry. It is a new company here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, but they're actually a 9-year-old, 125, I think they did last year, $1 million in business, and so on. So Dale, why don't you, if you don't mind, say hi to everybody. Give us kind of a little history on yourself. We have a little bit in common in the backgrounds, and then I'll just start rapid fire asking you some questions and stuff like that about why you chose this company and so on. So everybody say hi to Dale Calvert.
Awesome, Mike. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me. Been in the industry a long time, man. I was a 20-year-old snot-nosed kid living in a small town in Kentucky, 400 population. I got sponsored in this industry by my best friend. He quit 2 weeks after I joined, and it put me on a path that I could have never imagined. But honestly, 7-8 months ago, I decided that I was liquidating all my assets, selling everything, and just focus on my grandkids. And then this thing drops in my lap, and it's like, my gosh, the stars have lined up. This has the potential to be unbelievable. One of the biggest things I'll ever see in my lifetime. And it's like, I'm not going to miss it. I'm going to build again. I can give this thing 5 hard years, and I think it'll feed my great-grandchildren. So that's how I ended up here. I would have never expected it a few months ago, but fired up and excited about it.
Yeah, understood. So we have our backgrounds, which is kind of cool. We both got started. I got started, or we know each other from a company way back when called Excel Communications, which was a phenomenal company. A lot of people did some amazing things. And I was just coming out of the bar business. I think I was 27 years old when I looked at it for the first time. And this is kind of a cool part right here that I'll get to ask you is, what was it that appealed to you the first time you ever saw this profession? Because I mean, all of us have been conditioned that you do the good, get a good job, or you graduate school, go to college, then hopefully get a good job, live for 40 years on whatever you can barely make, and then retire on 70% of that. Mm-hmm. And that's the American dream, right? What was it that got some guy out of Kentucky to shift gears?
I had the best job in the state of Kentucky. Everybody told me I did. I worked at IBM. IBM, good company, stay there, work hard. But I couldn't stand it. I felt like I was in jail every day. And the guy said, Dale, where are you going to go? And he said, where are you going to be in 5 years? And he said, look at the people above you. That's where you're going. And he said, is that the life you want? And I said, absolutely not. But the thing that got my attention was residual income. The first time I saw that and understood it, it's like, why would anybody work a week, get paid, work a week, get paid, when they can build an income that, if you're with the right company at the right time in history, which I believe we are right now, could create long-term income that will feed your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. So for me, it was residual income, plus it was the fact that, so many people that I was working with in that corporate environment could not stand to be there every day. I couldn't. And I was just looking for a better way. I was looking for a better lifestyle. It's the best decision I ever made, without question.
Along those lines, that's a great answer. When you're talking residual income, the problem we have in this profession is the fact that we are literally trying to introduce something foreign to the masses because they just can't comprehend. Because literally, if you don't think slavery is real, still, it still exists. People just don't really admit to it. That they're barely. I mean, I just moved, but my one neighbor, and I'm not trying to point anybody out, but I mean, she has 3 jobs. Like 3 jobs. Like I can't even comprehend. I'm 100% unemployable. Once you taste residual income, you're 100% unemployable, right? But we've seen, the thing is it's no longer, that's why I wanted you to be on here as a professional. It is no longer debatable that this industry or this profession hasn't paid out for tremendous amounts of people. Like you've been in the industry and you've been around a lot of the top moneyers, and you've seen people. And most people don't understand. What they don't understand is the fact that you can start with 0 education, 0 background, 0 understanding of any of this stuff, and just a little, kind of talking your way around things and learning some stuff. Give us some ideas of what you've seen in the industry, and then we're going to go into our company.
I mean, the thing that, Mike, that people don't understand. And I love this quote from Jim Rohn. He said, formal education makes you a living, but if you become self-educated, you can create a fortune. And the reason that I have the opportunity to speak with you today is because of a Sony Walkman. And I could listen to audio cassettes 8 hours a day while I was working on my job. The education is here. There's so many stories of people that have absolutely changed their life, changed the trajectory of their family's future because of this profession. And it's not difficult to learn. It's sincerely not. Just find a good mentor, somebody that's already traveled the road, and plug into what they're doing. And I tell my team, don't have an original thought until you get to $10,000 a month. Don't have because it's not. People think, well, I come in and then I got to figure out how to do everything. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's already laid out. This is what you do. First step, second step, and so on. And if you follow a path, you'll get wherever you want to go if you decide what that is. Most people get in, they think, well, I'm going to make a few hundred extra bucks a month. And this is one thing I've realized recently. When I came into this profession, I was looking for a business. Most people come into the profession are looking for some extra money, or it kind of looks cool. I like these products, so let me give this a try. I wasn't here to give it a try. I was here to get it done. And I was looking for a business. I was looking at, you probably remember, but back in the day, you could get these rag publications, money, income opportunities off the shelf, and bronze baby shoes and make a fortune, clean carpets and make a fortune, grow earthworms in your basement and make a fortune, all these businesses. And I was sending away for everything. And when I found this profession and residual income, done.
Nothing like it, is there?
Mm-mm.
Like once you taste residual income and freedom, you're scarred for life.
That's right.
that is an absolute fact. So let's talk about so you being because what's crazy is people don't understand that this isn't just a get rich quick or whatever people label it, because it's usually an uneducated knee-jerk reaction comment from the people that are struggling financially. They just don't know any better, and it's almost like that. What are those crabs called that try to pull you in?
Yeah.
The crabs, yeah. When you try to escape, they try to pull you in. Anyhow, sand crabs, Dungeness crabs. But you've seen like what's been crazy about this is somebody like yourself or myself, and I never was educated. I never went to college. I barely graduated high school. I was in the bar business, and I just had a desire to just do something different. I just saw that was probably not going to be the norm for me, that I didn't want to do like my friends' parents were doing and they were about to do when they graduated high school. and I got into this. And what people don't understand is you can actually, with the way, because Paul used to say this, Paul Orbison, from the guy we knew together, he used to say that it's not what you do, it's what you start, about getting a business going like this. And it just kind of compounds, and compounding interest is so amazing. But you've seen, I've seen, we've both probably even experienced it, to where we literally can get involved in a business for a few $100 and grow something that produces millions and millions of dollars in sales and volume and revenue. And it just goes over people's heads. I mean, I remember reading a newspaper one time, and our business that I was in a different company at the time, and our business, they had it on like the front page of the business section of these guys that had done like $5 million in sales in that year. And I laughed, and I looked at my wife. I go, you realize we've crushed those guys? and we hadn't done it. I mean, you've seen that yourself.
Absolutely.
Like, people can build an asset, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I was living in a little 600 square foot home. I was driving a beat up Chevette. You know what a Chevette is?
I do.
A beat up Chevette.
Living the dream right there.
Yeah. And it's like, but one day I want to live on this private gated community on the largest lake in Kentucky. And I was working towards it. But, Mike, it's like, it took me 9 years to get to $92,000 a month or a year. But my 10th year jumped to 252,000. My 11th year was 1.1 million. My 12th year was 3.3 million. My 14th year was 3.8 million. And when I was 39, I said, you know what? I saw the industry getting away from the core fundamentals, which we were brought up in. And I said, I'm done. I'm done. And for all intents and purposes, I didn't build anymore. Then people started wanting me to come and speak and train and whatever. But I've done a lot of stuff since then. But when I saw this, the stars have lined up with APL Go. And here's what people
segue right into that. That's perfect, because that's where I wanted to go now. Okay, you basically have been doing pretty much generic trainings, generic stuff for quite a few years now. Just you've done well enough that you don't need to be out there building.
Right. Yeah.
What just happened? What is it that about APL Go that got your attention? Because I know what got my attention, but I want to hear it from your side.
Yeah, and see, I mean, I've been doing a lot of teaching and training and I never intended to do that. That was never a goal. I never wanted to speak, but it just kind of evolved and happened. And I've been able to travel all over the world. It's been amazing. And, my wife and I, we operate several other businesses. But when I saw this, I can eliminate companies real quick. Just, red flag, you're gone. Because people ask me to look all the time for them a lot of times. But the stars have lined up here. It's like, number one, we have a product that is a category creator. There's nothing in the profession like it. It's based upon science. It's not a Me Too essential oil or whatever else you want to talk about. CBD something. It's not that. It's a very unique product that the industry has never seen before. And so that's number one. Ownership. The owner started in the field when he was 17 years old. The guy says network marketing runs through my veins, and I believe it. And see, I've worked with so many owners that think, well, the distributors are necessary evil. Not this guy, man. He loves the profession. He loves the people. He started in the profession. So we have the right ownership, then the track record of the company. See, this is where people miss it. They look at this like they're looking at it from a USA startup, which is risky. 90% will be gone in 5 years. This is not a USA startup. This is a 9-year-old booming European company, like you said, did 125 million last year, who's just now launching in America, Canada, Australia, English-speaking countries around the world. I heard a preacher one time, he said, If we had a crystal ball, we could all become rich. And I felt like standing on my pew and saying, no, 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 we couldn't. Not if we don't take advantage of what we see. I mean, it's real simple to see this. It's already happened around the world, 30 other countries. You don't have to be the sharpest tool in the shed to figure out what's already happening here. We did over $1 million in North America our second month. It's just like, get out of the way.
And that's what people don't understand is what you just said was so important, because I've been part of startups in the US, and it's usually reverse. Like usually you launch the company here and then it spreads, but they have been primarily in Russia for all the 9 years. They've done that much. They've got people that are making enormous amounts of money. They have probably one of the most lucrative compensation plans I've ever seen.
Yes.
They pay out tremendously. You can touch on that probably in a second too. And here they are. We have the ability to capture the early stages of almost, you call it pre-launch momentum, and nobody knows about this yet.
Right.
And the product works, like you said. That's what's so great about this.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. This does not, I haven't seen this line up like this in 40 years. Not one time. Not one time have I ever seen a company come from overseas to the United States with a proven track record of awesome product, unbelievable incomes, like you said, already being made. It's like, it just doesn't happen like this. And I was kind of upset, honestly, when I saw it. It's like, daggone it. You know, I was ready to just retire with my grandkids, but I am not missing this thing. I'm not going to miss this, you know. And so that's kind of, it's very, very unique. And when we've never seen something before, it's hard to put it in the right box. We want to take it, oh, this is that. No, this is totally different than anything that anybody's ever seen if they'll take the time to get the facts.
And speaking of in the box, it's what's so nice about this product is it's so easy to demonstrate, use, and it's delicious. Like I mean, and being honest, all honesty here, I was busy doing some stuff. I got other businesses going on. And when Calvert, the guy that got me to listen to it, he'd called me back quite some time ago, and I was like, lozenges. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I just kind of blew it off, because like you and I, we both get pitched multiple times, probably a company a day. Somebody's trying to get us in, and because of our experience in the industry, we can look at stuff pretty fast and say, hey, this is it, da da da. If we take an honest look, and I did not take an honest look. And then a couple of months later, he said, hey, you need to take a look. And I kind of blew him off again. And then he was probably 6 months into this, just kind of soft launching here in the States, and then showed it to me. And you probably had the same reaction. Did you just not sit back and go, oh my gosh, what did I just see? Like, if this is all true, which it looks like it's all true, all the documents line up, like on Business for Home, the facts, the numbers. Did you just lean back and go, how can I not do this?
Yeah. See, what happened for me is I spent an hour on the phone with somebody I respect, and I spent 2 hours on the phone with a couple I respect. And I said, no, I can't. And I just, no, I'm not. I've already made the decision. I've already contacted the largest website broker in the United States. We're lining up all my intellectual property and assets, and I'm liquidating everything, and I am done. So I'm done. That night I'm laying in bed and I couldn't sleep, and then I fell asleep for just a few minutes, and then I woke up, and when I woke up, it's Dale, you're looking at this through the wrong colored glasses. This is not a US startup, because we're all used to hearing, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, this is going to do this scientist is going to go to Mars and get this special dust and sprinkle it on our product, and all this other stuff that we've heard for years and years. But when it dawned on me, Dale, it's a crystal ball. Look at what has already happened. It was like I got up that morning and I called my sponsor. I said, look, man, I'm in. I'm ordering today. I'm going to get the diamond package. Let's go. And my wife thought I was crazy because I'd already told her, it's like she thought had lost it. She said, I thought we were getting out of all this stuff. We're going to liquid. No, we're not. We're going to give it 5 years. We're going to give it 5 years as hard as we can.
That's awesome. Now we had the opportunity, well, first time. So you and I, we first met, we got to run into each other in Las Vegas at they did basically a leadership event out there.
Right.
And because of the COVID stuff that was going on, we had to rent out the entire ballroom of the Paris Hotel and only have 250 people in there. So I could have driven a golf ball from one side to the other and not hit anybody. But it was really cool. It was an amazing experience. And I liked all the speakers they had, but you resonated with myself and my wife more than anybody because of the passion that you had behind calling it what it was about the industry. Okay. And what I meant, when you kind of maybe know what I was talking about, is when I first joined the industry, it wasn't just about, hey, let's get our product paid for, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's cool. That's what you want to do. But I came into the industry because I saw a way with somebody with no education, no background. I had no business skills, no public speaking skills, nothing, that I could potentially jump on board, learn a few things like you said with Jim Rohn earlier, and make some significant money. I think, seeing what I see right now, that we are positioned, and anybody that really gets in and gets educated on this stuff is positioned to be financially farther ahead than they could have possibly imagined, especially working a 9-to-5 their entire existence for the next 10 to 20 years. Like, I don't even know how people can even mentally wake up to that. Like, I just don't know. I just beyond me at this point for doing this so long. I've just seen too many people that I knew that were broke that have tasted freedom at its highest level, and people just don't understand where we're at in this. It's not too often that, like you said, we're going to use your term still, the stars align, that basically everything comes together. Keep going on this. I know I'm harping on this, but people need to see, sometimes you got to grab somebody and shake them by the shirt collar and say, wake up, look at what we have here.
Yeah. Success Magazine, 1995 came out on the cover when it was really Success Magazine. We Create Millionaires on the cover.
I had a copy.
And during that time, this industry, it was about changing people's lives forever. I can't get excited about an extra $300 a month. I couldn't 40 years ago. It's like, if you want $300 a month, go sell something at the flea market. But I got excited about unlimited income potential. I mean, it's like yesterday I'm looking and it was like 19 people or something had joined us. And it's like, I didn't know any of these people. And it's like, and we're not even starting yet. I know what it feels like to have 2,000 a month join your team, and you have a small interest in all of them. I mean, that's what this industry offers. And we've just dumbed it down. I mean, it's just been dumbed down. It's like, I've been in it 3 years. I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago, and they said, well, I'm just really doing well now. I said, awesome. How long you been there? 3 years. And I'm thinking, okay, they're 3 years. They've been able to go full time. And she said, and now my auto ship is paid every single month.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't not say that there's something wrong with that.
That is the profession, in my opinion. It's a big social club, and people get to hang out with their friends and high five each other and call each other rock stars. And the people are not, the expectations have been reduced so far in the last 20 years, especially, that it's sad. It's sad. You know, as leadership has the opportunity to inspire greatness or cater to mediocrity. And so many leaders seem like that they'll stroke people's ego to keep them on auto ship.
I'm writing that down. Inspire
I sent you
greatness.
an article when we got done. I wrote this article in 1999, and it was called "Inspire Greatness or Cater to Mediocrity." Uh, yeah, because that's really the choice. And I think what we've done over the years is we've continued to try to, I call it, take care of the thumb suckers, the people that can't keep their thumb out of their mouth. You know, they're griping and complaining all the time, just to keep them on auto ship so we can make $3.10 next month. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think it's ridiculous. That's not what this profession's about. We can change people's lives if the stars line up, if the stars really line up, and they really do. If they then you can change families' lives and their forever, and the ripple effect of that in their community. I mean, it's unbelievable what this profession can do, but we just don't talk about it anymore. You know, it's like it's just a dang social club as far as I'm concerned.
You're right.
It's just let's just all hang out with, I like hanging out with people with business cards that say they're in business better than the ladies at choir practice. It's just, I mean, I don't, this is life altering, man.
It is. And let's because I know I don't want to take, I told you we weren't going to be too long. We've already gone down some rabbit trails. But what's nice about this profession industry itself is if you can find a good company, something you know is going to be stable, you can put your flag into it. You can say, hey, I am going to work this part-time, but I'm going to eventually get full-time or more results. That should be the goal and the objective. One of the things that you've addressed, and I'm a big systems guy myself, is you have a strategic thing that you set people up with. Like you have specific things. Would you mind elaborating on that, why that's so important and why it's so nice that a new person can get involved with no background because we already have a turnkey? Remember that one of the first networking articles, somebody printed it off. It was probably from one of those Get Rich Money magazines back in the day, but it's a really good thing on the turnkey business aspect. I'd never heard the terminology turnkey. Maybe explain some of that, what you do with your team, that kind of thing.
I mean, the way I look at this, and it's kind of weird, but the way I look at it, okay, somebody comes in, like everybody that joins our team, what's the first thing? Until you know why you're doing it, the how doesn't matter. What do you want from this? So we have this set up to where the first thing they come in, why are they doing it? 20 reasons, top 3. You probably saw in Vegas, people were holding up their top 3 reasons. So the first thing we do is help people figure out why. Then we put together a launch platform. So, and my goal is I want people to expose enough people to a video or the product. And if they can have 50 people that can honestly look at this product and look at this business, and if they can have 50 people that say, nah, it's not for me, I'm not interested. If they can get 50 people like that in 90 days, they're going to have so much business going on that they can't keep up with it. So
you mean I can't just talk to 2 people and
no,
if they don't say yes, I'm not going to be rich?
No, and that's what most people do. They go out and they talk to 3 or 4. Bob Chris said in his book, Raising the Giant, that most network marketers quit within 72 hours after they join. They don't quit, but emotionally, psychologically, they quit because they tell somebody at work and they don't like it. They tell a relative they don't like it. They tell 2 or 3 people, and no, I'm not joining you in that. Well, and they're done. They're just done. And I tell people, I don't want you to talk to anybody for your first week. you know, and again, because when you go out there and into the market, I want you to know exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, what you're saying, how you're saying. And I just believe in sequential systems. I mean, in my mind, I bring you in to McDonald's. I'm going to put you on the counter. I'm going to teach you how to do the cash register, how to do that. Once you learn that well enough to teach it to somebody else, then I'll put you in the drive-through. Once you learn the drive-through well enough to teach it to somebody else, I'll put you in the back making the sandwiches. I'll show you how to keep the whole parking lot and the restaurant clean. And eventually, my goal is within, and it's going to take 18 months, maybe longer, 12. I'm going to hand you the keys to that McDonald's, and you can duplicate that with every single. I'm very, very, very systematic. It's like boom, 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 because this industry has been built by people that have transferable skills. They're really good in front of the room. They've got an extra work ethic. They've got great credibility in the community. They're really good online with search engine optimization or something. And I call those people 3%ers. 70% are going to fail no matter what I do, you do, anybody else. It's sad, but it's true. So my focus for 30 some years has been on those 27%ers, good, honest, hardworking people. They can do the business, but they don't have a lot of transferable skills sometimes. So if I can help them, number one, figure out why. Number two, give them a system to launch with that will work. Number three, show them how to create leads after their launch so they have potential customers and team members coming in all the time. Because in this business, if you can sponsor 5 people a month, you control your destiny, especially with this compensation plan. 5 people a month. And, you know, I had 2 people last month, they've been in the profession, but never had success, never sponsored anybody. And I had 2 last month that hit five after their launch. And it's like, man, when we have 50 do that, when we have 200 do that, because everybody on my team is thinking, I got to get to 5 a month after my launch. 5 a month, I'll control my destiny. Yeah. So again, I'm real weird about this stuff, but I believe in it, man. I believe in it. It's about duplication. And, you know, people out there teaching people, you got to do this, you got to do that. Yeah, but I got a 74-year-old guy in Australia. He can't do that. I got a 19-year-old kid in Colorado. He can't do that. Whatever I'm doing, the masses have to be able to do it. And I think that's one of the secrets. I really do. Yep. I mean, I could talk on this for hours.
Well, we're going to. So let's talk. We're not going to do it right now, though. I'm going to pin you down for another one of these interviews down the road. But kind of in closing, because I know I said that like 20 minutes ago. If people understand that when we do events, the significance of getting people into a room, like we're doing that event on July the 24th, Columbus, Ohio, at the Embassy Suites Hotel, right at the airport. Phenomenal hotel. I've done many events there. I've got a lot of great people, like people that have multiple people that will be in front of that room, sharing their wisdom, sharing their expertise, are multi-7-figure earners in the industry, including yourself. I mean, how important is it for somebody, if they can, to get there? And tickets are $5, so, which is, you know, insane. But I wanted to get a head count as fast as I could. And it's really, we're selling tickets like crazy. They can get the tickets at teamregional.com. If you just go to teamregional.com, maybe I'll put it here somewhere. But tell us what you plan on sharing. You're going to cover some of that training. I think that might be, the whole system thing might be a great thing for you to go over. Wink, wink, hint, hint. But whatever you were going to go. But tell everybody how much going to events has affected you and your business, and then we'll kind of wind it down.
Lives are changed at events. I can look back over the last my first 30 years. There's two specific events. If I had not attended those events, I would not be talking to you today. I would have never made it because it was exactly what I needed when I needed it. And I can't even begin to communicate how much I believe in live events. And I can't even begin. And I've always told my team, look, the only excuse for not being there, if you're within driving distance, and even if you're not, if it's a national event, but I've told everybody that's within driving distance of Columbus, every one of them, the only excuse for not being there is death in your immediate body.
Yeah.
And I believe that much in it.
And you meant it. It wasn't a joke either.
No. It's like, if you're going to do this business and you have the opportunity to be sitting there on the 24th in Columbus, Ohio, with the quality of people that are going to be there, and you don't show up, you aren't serious enough to ever get this done. You're not going to get it done. We're not talking about extra hobby money here. We're talking about life altering potential. Literally can change people's lives. And if you're not willing to do your part, then, and get your fanny in a chair, then you don't deserve it. And I hate to be that, but I just believe that. We're not talking about, tiddlywinks here. This is significant. It's significant, and you got to want it that bad. Yeah.
I remember the very first. You just brought back old memories. Very first training I ever went to. So I was maybe a month or two in our first company, Excel, back in '97, and they said that these guys, you remember like Ronnie Kirkland and those guys, they were doing a training down in Atlanta, Georgia, and these guys said these guys are going down there, and I remember going down there not knowing what to expect, and with no real preconceived notions, just excited. And I remember when these guys were in front of the room talking about, hey, this guy's making five a month. This guy's making 20 a month. This guy's making 70 a month. And I'm like, I whisper over to my buddy Chris. I said, 70 what? And I didn't know. He's like 70,000. I go, you mean a year? He goes, no. They're making that monthly. And I'm like, what? Like, I did not know a single human being that was making that annually from any career in 27 years of my life. And these guys were talking. I had to learn a completely different vocabulary. And that's what's cool about an event like this, is if people get their butts to these events, it can change everything for them. Because when I remember, I still got the notes from that event for 23 24 years ago, whatever it was. I still got the notes from that training of some of the things I still use to this day, some of the things I learned at that training in my business. And Dale, I'm excited to have you out here. And by the way, that Friday night, if anybody's coming in early, we're going to probably have a little get together in the lounge at like around 7:00, just meet and greet, for a couple hours, get everybody pre-registered if you want to get there early. So I'll make an announcement on that. I'll put that on the website eventually. I just trying to get a head count on here, but I think we're going to have a good turnout. Already pre-sold over 100 and some tickets. Excited to have you there, obviously. Any closing thoughts on anything besides, you're looking forward to doing the next interview with me?
I just really can't believe that. I'm just so thankful that I get to do this again. And I mean, I do. And I think that this company can, in a lot of ways, bring back the big picture of what this industry can provide for people. That's my hope, because I think it's diminished to the point that it makes me throw up in my mouth. When people talk about, I've been there 3 years and my auto ship's paid now. It's like, no. We got to think bigger. And when the stars line up and the right people get the vision, I mean, I talked about in Vegas, this company is going to create millionaires. And I sincerely believe that's going to happen with this company. I really do. I think there's no way it cannot happen. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to be part of that, a part of a company that is going to be here, I believe, long after I'm gone, that will feed my grandkids. And I mean, I'm just beyond thankful and excited to be part of it, be working with great people like you and a lot of others uh, within APL Go. And I just think, it's going to be legendary, man. I
Yeah,
really do.
we're attracting some great people. Last thing,
Yeah.
you got a podcast, right? What's the name of your
Yeah.
podcast?
They can MLMsuccess.com, MLMsuccess.com. Everybody
Okay.
talks about it, but I own the domain.
Got it. Nice. Ooh, that's good. That was good. got him. Well, Dale Calvert.
MLMsuccess.com.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on here. Really a pleasure to finally get the chance to meet you, interview you, and things like that. And I know you'll agree to the next one that we do. It'll be fantastic. So let's wave to everybody, say goodbye, and then we'll get this up on the YouTube channels. You can put it on your podcast, whatever.